Hey man, how's it going?
Oh, not too bad. Long week, but
Yeah,
not too bad. Still nice out, so not too bad.
yeah, just
Could
getting
be better.
fall is coming.
Actually, I'm doing quite bad. This is the worst.
At least we got some
Yeah,
new Futurama. They all dropped, and as you and I discussed beforehand, we're only going to do one episode per time we do this. However, considering that they all dropped, we know that anybody who's watched the show, they're probably going to be binge watching it because all 10 episodes are released. But we'll
one
be
one sentence to sum up the entire episode, entire season so far. Better than
like
the first Hulu.
like
Oodles better, but not amazingly better. But just
who the
better.
hell was running the show for the past 2 years? Who changed? Who
Yeah.
changed? It's like they actually looked at our podcast or they at least
Oh,
listened to people similar to us. Yes, they did.
yes.
They did everything. If you
They
listen to
listen to the
our end of our
fans.
Hulu one, yes, they listened to the fans, perhaps, but we are like two of the biggest fans. If you had listened to the end of our podcast talking about like what you can do in the future to be better, Hulu, this is what it would be. And they did that. They did that for a number of them. But as we go through, I'm sure we'll do like a nice long talk about the whole thing in the end of the 10 weeks, or the 9 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
But we'll discuss it now. Let's talk about episode 1 of this, the Destroy Tall Monsters. So
What season is this technically? Have we ever figured
13.
that out?
13
13?
is what it says. Yeah,
Okay.
13 is what it says.
Wikipedia still
However,
says 10.
it's still, I know, it says 10, but they say 13. It doesn't matter. All we know is that it's the third quote unquote season of the Hulu run. All right, Hulu Rama, as you would call it. So, Destroy Tall Monsters is good. Like it's good. It is literally what we thought. So, I also want to bring this up as well because you and I discussed it with our predictions, and we also we had looked at the trailer, right? And I'm pretty sure I was right. I don't even think they even reached 6 episodes showing pieces of it. I think they only ever
No,
showed like
yeah,
pieces all the way up to like maybe the 5th episode. I think there's like a glimpse of it.
maybe fourth. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, but
definitely the first four.
majority of the trailer is the first and the second episode. So you and I were like,
Oh
"Oh,
yeah,
I thought this
yeah,
would be from
well,
this."
yeah.
But
This
yeah,
this could totally be from this. No, we had it probably about 80% wrong. Yeah,
I do want to say as well, I'm like for the predictions that I had about certain things, even though I was wrong about the episode, it still happened. For example, like the Roberto thing shows up in this episode, and it is with the robot devil, and it turns out it's the robot devil that makes Bender gigantic, right? So let me do a brief synopsis of this episode. Basically, Destroy Tall Monsters is a Bender centric episode. Consists of Bender being, sad that he's found out that he's short compared to other robots.
well, that was after he tried to hit on a girl and she couldn't.
Who's
Robot
a tall
girl,
robot. That's right. Yeah,
a tall robot girl, but turns out her neck couldn't
can't go
tilt
down, so she can't
down, so
see
she
him. So he
can't see
feels,
below
yeah,
her.
yes.
Yeah,
Whereas every
so
other robot in existence can look down, but she can't. But
yeah.
apparently, she's also very attracted to very, very tall things, which is that's
Yeah,
kind of funny.
that's her thing.
So
Yeah, I want to say this right now. I think there's a lot of it seems to be with modern writing right now that whoever writes the episode, they sneak in their kink. And I think whoever wrote this episode or whoever had the idea for this
no,
episode
I don't think so.
likes tall things.
I don't think so. I don't think that's what it is at all. I think they just need an excuse to
No,
make
it's just
Bender
it's
grow
snuck
bigger.
in there. It's not the main focal point, but like
I
it's
don't
just
think
these
it's a
little
kink.
things sneak in there, man.
I don't think so. I think you're overthinking it.
No,
Basic,
it's the
yes,
truth.
for sure. Because like, okay, but the reason that they needed her to not look down or anything to give Bender that kind of like Napoleon complex to then want to be taller and all this stuff and then do all these things. So he wants to be taller. He talks to Bubblegum Tate and this. You know this guy, right? This is a basketball player. He's an alien in this
Uh
universe, but he's actually a real person. I should be
Victor Wembanyama?
Wembayama, yeah, something like this. And so they're there.
Yeah,
They're
he's
yeah,
oh wow, that guy. Oh yeah, he's a young dude. He's like 7'3" or something like
yeah, he's
that.
a
He
tall
plays for
guy.
San Antonio Spurs. It's he's a tall dude.
He's a tall guy.
Yeah,
So
7'2" and a half. Yeah, so
the two of them,
he's a foot taller than I am.
sure. So the two of them. So he and Bubblegum Tate tell Bender like, oh, it's great being tall, but you have to be comfortable with yourself. And Bender's like, yeah, I want to be tall. So he tries to make a deal with the robot devil. And the robot devil decides instead of taking souls, he's actually going to like screw him over with Medicare and Medicare aid and payment and stuff. I thought that was a pretty funny joke, actually. But he gives Bender something called R-roids, right? Not to be confused with steroids. So R-roids are for robots
D-roids.
or D-roids, sorry. the D-roids, and then the D-roids, basically every time Bender takes a pill, he grows a couple feet taller or whatever. So, and he becomes like, it's not really talked about that much in the episode, but the taller he gets, the stupider he gets, which is kind of a funny little thing. So I thought that was kind of good.
I
But
think
in any
that's just
case,
kind of called a steroids kind of thing, making
right,
you
yeah, because
change
he's like
your
he's getting
to be
bigger,
more
right?
angry or
So,
whatever. Yeah.
any case, he gets bigger and taller, and people start to respect him more, and he can do more. Then he ends up getting that girl who's called Barbot or something. So anyway, she's an actress, because she's a model turned actress, as they were, and she's doing a Godzilla like movie, but it's not actually Godzilla. And it turns out that she's also attracted to just tall things in general. So this pisses off Bender even more. So he takes more of those pills, grows gigantic, and then the professor and the group decide they're actually going to pull out the real. I think they call him God Nuka or something in the Futurama universe or whatever, which is what the movie is based on. And they bring him over to fight Bender, but Bender's dumb, so he can't really fight back. But then we have a B plot where Fry and Leela, and this is also coming from the trailer, they were not getting along because they kept on disagreeing with each other about whether or not they were too similar, which is why they were a perfect match, or because they're different, which makes them a perfect match. And Fry being similar and Leela being different, right? So, anyways, the
Yeah.
two of them do as we mentioned in our predictions, a Pacific Rim thing, right? And
With Bender, yeah.
we even have a cameo of Guillermo del Toro showing up.
Yeah. Was that actually him? I don't think it
It is
was.
him. No, he's credited. Yep,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
credited
yeah,
in it.
right
Yep,
there on IMDb,
yep,
Guillermo del
he's
Toro's
credited.
head.
And
That is
so,
hilarious.
the two
He
of them
has a
decide they have to work together. Like they have to be somewhat similar to work together in Bender's body to fight off Godzilla, and they kill him. And then basically Bender shrinks down afterwards because the D-roids wore off. But it turns out that the robot devil had planned this, and he's just like, haha, now you're going to suffer like an ass itching thing or whatever.
Oh
So
yeah, an ass rash that won't
ass
ever
rash
go
that'll last
away.
forever, but the D-roids won't.
Yeah.
So you always stay that short or whatever.
Kiss my
And
itchy metal ass.
yeah, and yeah, that's Destroy Tall Monsters. Obviously, a very very brief description of what it is. I liked it, man. I thought this episode was funny, and I think it's better than the Impossible Stream and the One Amigo, like the first ones
Oh
of
yeah,
the other
yeah,
ones. I
yeah.
thought they were
The one Amigo was so stupid
was pretty dumb.
compared to this. Yeah.
This one is. I think I stand by my 7 out of 10. I think I stand by my 7 out of 10. And I will say, obviously, because of the trailer, you and I basically nailed this prediction. Like we knew it was going to be a Pacific Rim knockoff. Finally, that we're going to go in
I
there.
mean,
We didn't know the reasons why he grew, but
there was like what the last maybe third was a little bit of the Pacific Rim, but not really.
sure. But it was like a monster movie, right?
Yeah,
Literally called
yeah,
Destroy Tall
yeah.
Monsters. Like it's there.
It's
Yeah.
it's what would we complain about the last seasons? Just like kind of like it's not original. It's not like
Yeah.
a Futurama thing doing it. It's references to this and references to that,
Yeah.
and
It's
taking from it. Which
yeah.
you know what? That's
Parroting
kind
real
of
life
how
stuff.
mainstream adult cartoons kind of do right now with Family Guy or Simpsons or
Yeah.
now Futurama. It's kind
Pop
of
cultural references that are
pop
kind
culture
of
references
to the
because
date,
like
right? Yeah.
which annoys me because
Mhm.
Futurama used to be the pop culture reference in a way. Same with Simpsons and Family Guy and all those things, right?
Mhm.
And I kind of agree with some people online. It's just like, oh wow, another Tall Bender episode kind of thing,
Mhm.
right? Which is like, yeah, okay, yeah, there was a few of them, but like I feel like they're like, you know what? People really love the episode of What If Bender was 500 feet
Yeah.
tall. Let's make that an actual thing now. And
Well, they also
I
did the one with Benderama, right? Like that's also when he becomes. I mean, it's a bunch of him all getting in together into one giant thing to
yeah,
fight, right?
exactly. So it's a rehashed idea, and
Yeah,
like
like it's been done.
I don't necessarily like hate it for that reason,
Mhm.
but it's kind of like you kind of did this already a few
Yeah,
times before,
it's
so it's not
it's
new.
unfortunate that none of the characters said like, "Huh, I thought we've seen Bender super tall before. Like maybe we should
Yeah,
have been able to deal with this a lot faster." But to their credit, the professor does say like, "Okay, we're gonna need like a doomsday device like right now."
yeah, I did like that again, but that's another callback to a Futurama thing. So like,
Yes.
it's and that's fine. That's from the movie. And oh, geez, I know this might not be this episode, but one of the things I wanted to comment on about the entire season was that some parts I was hearing music from the movies, like
Mm.
they were using movie because they had different tones or themes or whatever for the movies, and I was hearing some of that in the season, which I was like, oh, so do they have the rights? Like
They
because
do have the
again,
rights to it, yeah. I
yeah,
guess they
yeah,
must, yeah.
yeah, because Hulu is technically Disney, and
Yeah. Well, and it's all Futurama, right?
yeah,
Well,
yeah. But at one point,
yeah.
what was it? Fox
Mhm.
was the original then it went to Comedy Central,
Mhm.
which is nowhere close to Disney or Fox or anything. It was his own thing,
Yeah.
and then it went to Hulu.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I don't know where the rights stand on this, but that's just a small little
Yeah. Well,
tangent for
I
that.
think we discussed this before. I'm pretty sure as a Futurama, as the owners of Futurama TM, like product, I'm pretty sure they have access to all things Futurama that had existed beforehand. I don't think there's anything that they don't. I think the reason that they had never used the music or any of these little other things, other than a few callbacks here and there, specifically in the Comedy Central run, is because they were trying to make different things.
Yeah, maybe
Hulu had been piggybacking off. Well, I guess they
still
still
is.
have, like this
Yep.
season as well. They do. Like, don't get me wrong, they do, but they are piggybacking a lot of older episodes that were like very, very good. Especially because you and I have just finished off the Fox run. We know all these episodes very well now because we've done them all. There's something about that. I think they wanted to do things that were different, right? So they didn't want to use the same music. They didn't want to use the same punchlines or the same beats as other episodes. But now they're kind of retreading it because it's been so long.
Well, and also they're like our episodes aren't as good enough, so let's just kind of take from the other stuff.
Well,
which like again,
yeah.
I'm kind of bashing the episode for that a little bit. Yes,
Sure.
It's kind of, we've seen this stuff. Yes, we've seen a giant monster versus a giant robot.
We did see a giant Zoidberg versus a giant Bender at one point. Yes,
so,
that's true.
And or a tall, ugly man played by Patrick.
Oswald. Patton Oswald.
Patton Oswald. Close enough. I was close enough.
Right, that's what it was. Thank you. The giant.
It was a 1-to-1 ratio.
Your mom
I saw no difference.
Because they're all drunk.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot about that episode. That's a good episode. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
one.
Exactly. So again, we've seen the tall robot versus tall monster 3 times now, and I will say
this one is canon, and it's new.
Yeah, this one's the second canon.
Yeah.
One of the things I did like about the episode. Okay, let me say this.
Well, sorry.
These are funny. They're funny.
Can I just say this as well? So can we? Can we go into like our positives and our negatives then? Is that what we'll
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yes,
sorry.
Absolutely.
Sorry. Go ahead. You start us off. So positives. I'm happy to
positives.
start off with positives. Go for it. Yeah.
This season actually made me laugh and not kind of cringe. I cringed once or twice, but this at least every episode I had it like kind of out loud rather than just a kind of thing, right? Or like a derivative, like poof.
No, I was
like that.
I was looking at this episode. I was like, this is funny. This was funny.
There's some really good stuff in here. Yeah. I think one of my favorite little stupid humor thing I love about this is when they're Barbot is shooting the movie.
Yeah,
they have the guy who's playing the lizard, like Godzilla, because originally Godzilla was just a guy in a suit, right? So the person putting on a suit was literally Godzilla putting on a suit of Godzilla.
It's a lizard.
And it was
putting on the same.
That right there is a very Futurama humor thing.
Yes,
and I love that because it's actually like that works in the lore, the canon, and the previous stuff. It all like that is a Futurama joke kind of thing.
I'm so happy you said that because I'm pretty sure. You know what? Something I would even defend for the majority of the season. But specifically in this episode, yes, this episode felt like the humor was original Futurama, like Fox run Futurama, like
story-wise, not so much, but humor, yes, absolutely.
Humor was there, like a lizard putting on a lizard costume because of that. Yeah, like it's funny. And even having like Bender being like self-conscious about himself because he's like, oh, I thought I was the greatest. Like that's original Bender.
Well,
like that's going that they're kind of treating.
I think Bender canonically is actually like 6'4" or something like that, with the antenna, right? So he's actually tall, right? I'm trying to come up with an actual list in life and stuff like that because the average height in Canada for a male is about 5'9" or something like that.
Yeah.
You're 6 feet. I'm 6'2", right? So we are above average. I would say that I'm a small tall, and then people who are above 6'6" are tall, and then we get into like the giant people and stuff like that, right? So. I just find it funny because, like, when he said, "Am I actually short?" and Fry's like, "No. Oh wait, hold on. Did you say if you were stupid?
Right.
No, you are short.
You said if you were smart. Yeah. Right. Yeah. No.
So,
okay, if I may, friggin' Fry, he's a character again.
He's Fry.
He's a character again. Like I'm so happy, and I mean,
Leela's not as Leela as she used to be, but she's better than the last season.
She is definitely in. I mean, Fry too. But Fry is at least a lot better than he has been for the past 2 years, which is
he's in the limelight
in my book.
Leela is not a support character,
right? Leela is in relationship Leela, and Fry is relationship Fry right now. Like this is why their characters seem like they're not like that, but at least Fry is acting like Fry again, and especially in the next episode and the next few episodes, like especially throughout the season. Actually, especially the ones that focus on Fry. We actually have focused Fry episodes again. This is the key that I would say with that. So I'd say that was a positive for me. Fry actually acts like Fry. Professors, actually, all the characters seem to act like them.
Yeah, even if they say something stupid, or like that's kind
Feels
of
like
like
them. Yeah.
change the canon, it still feels like something
Mhm.
Leela would say. It feels like something
Yeah.
Hermes would say. It's
And
not
it was
just
the
like,
joke. Yeah.
"Hey, Chat GTP, what would Hermes say about green
X.
snake?"
Yeah.
Or something like that. Oh, a chocolate snake and a green snake.
Right.
No, it's like the writers actually did their
Yeah.
research. Maybe they're not the best writers of the episode and stuff,
Well,
but they
this is
researched the characters.
this is David X. Cohen. So I
Yeah, yeah.
wouldn't
So
expect anything less of him because he's the co-creator. But then there was
well, I'm not gonna give him a pass 100% just because of the last two seasons.
but the
Um,
episodes he wrote were not the worst of those seasons.
no,
Right.
they
So
he did
that's
all the way
not
down, and he was one of the stories for the Futurama Mystery Library, which was not
it
my
was okay.
favorite,
I mean,
but
it was funny in some regard, but it wasn't like I mean, it was a
yeah,
three-parter little what if
yeah.
situation, right? What if mission
Everyone
situation.
loved all the way down, and that was one of the stronger
It
episodes.
was.
Yes, not necessarily my favorite, but we
Yeah.
didn't have much to deal with.
Mhm.
But yeah, overall, this episode, Destroy Tall Monsters, was a lot, way so much, lot better. I don't know,
A
positively
lot
better.
better than it was
Yeah,
before, right? So
than the other stuff.
and I will say as well, like there's a couple scenes, like even with Hermes saying like he doing his oh sweet something of somewhere kind of thing, like Colossus of whatever, and then even Amy's like, isn't it pronounced like whatever? Like I thought that was kind of fun because it's kind of like playing off that little trope of his, and then we even still get the Manwich reference. LaBarbera shows up, and then we have what's his
Oh
face
yeah,
with
yeah,
LaBarbera. But you know what they do though, which I thought that was kind of interesting. They call it out. He's like, it's like, oh, like LaBarbera is much taller than Hermes, and their marriage seems fine. And then Barbados like pokes his head. He's like, that's what I'm here for. Like
yeah.
they're
It's some
clearly,
yeah. I
they're
can't remember
clearly
what it was.
winking at the camera at this point for like having that. So I was like, okay, whatever. It's not
Yeah,
really necessary, but whatever.
yeah.
It is what it is.
They really don't like the fact that they kind of resolved that way back then, like two or three
I
times
know
now,
they
where
gotta play with
LaBarbera has
that,
chosen
right?
him,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just like, can we not like
Mhm.
kind of be like, yay, cheating on people? Like, I understand there's a bit of humor there and stuff like that, but we've resolved that a few times
That
already.
character is resolved for that, but here we are, right? Just what it
Yeah,
is.
well, just because of the last season with the COVID voodoo one, right? Just it kind of diminished it again. This
Sure.
one was just a little like kind of like a
Little
little
joke.
joke, like
Yeah,
hey, like he's still around. Barbato Slim,
yeah.
unfortunately, play well as much as I do love the voice actor,
Kevin Michael Richardson, yeah.
Kevin Michael Richardson, who also played Earl in this episode. I think he had a line or two. I
Mhm.
still much prefer Bender. I'm sorry,
Bender, John
John
DiMaggio.
DiMaggio playing them
It was his
because
original character, yeah.
it was
I
his
know.
original character. And guess what? Earl's a robot. He's not a black robot.
Right.
But whatever. We've already talked about that multiple times.
Sure. And it's also, I mean, actually, with that segue, we can get into our negatives because obviously nothing's perfect, right? As much as we might credit this
Oh,
episode for being good. So, honestly, the negatives of this episode, I feel they're, and you know what? To be fair, this is also a problem that I think the original Fox run had done many times as well. Whereas you and I discussed the episode, some good episodes are out there where you would have episodes that are funny, but structurally they're not very good. Like they're all over the place
mhm.
in the story.
That was kind of our like two like main things of like,
Yeah,
was it written well? Yes, no.
yeah,
Was it funny? Yes, no.
yeah.
Yeah.
This episode is literally all over the place. Like you have Bender and Bender with Fry and Leela because they're all roommates now. Like she lives with him now. I don't know why Fry wouldn't live with her, but whatever. She lives with them.
Probably just for convenience. Like, let's put like the three main people in the same spot, and hopefully we can have adventure, which didn't really happen this
Doesn't
season.
really, yeah, because they're
No.
kind of always together, just whatever. Anyways, they're doing their thing. They start with that, and then Bender's like, I want to go out because I don't want like deep love. I want like shallow, one fling a night type of thing. Let's go to the
Yeah.
club, and they go to the
Modern
hip
day
joint.
Tinder.
Yeah, they go to the hip joint, which it's like in the sky, and it's going to be like this, Jetsons era thing, which we've seen
A
before. Like, oh,
callback.
cool, we
Yeah.
haven't seen
So
there,
like
and they
what?
even
I think
what
that was the episode we met Nibbler, wasn't it?
one of them. Yeah, we haven't been there in a
Yeah.
long, long time
In a
in
long
terms of
time.
story, and then it turns out like, oh, they're in there, and then Roberto shows up randomly, says like, haha, and he just like opens a trap door, and they end up going to robot hell because the
Oh,
robot devil has opened
we
up a
don't know the
club now.
pass. Yeah, I like the password. No, the password's to get out of here.
Yeah,
Ha!
and then they leave, right?
Yeah.
So that's where it starts, and then it becomes this whole thing about Bender needing to be like taller, so that he's doing D-roids and like walking around and dating this model. Like it's kind of all over the place. And the only
Yeah,
underlying thing is that Fry or that Leela and Fry don't have don't understand why they're together because they both think differently, but they think the same way. So, any case, I'd say that was kind of a weird thing. Is that the show in itself, the episode in itself, is just storyline is kind of all over the place. Like just like Bender
it's
just
not
go jumps
solid.
from story to story to story,
Yeah.
and that's basically where it ends. Yeah,
It's not fluid, but like it's
Mhm.
better.
Funny. It's
as
still
as
funny.
you as we've been kind of praising, like it's better than the last two
It
seasons
absolutely,
or the
absolutely was.
last full part A, part B.
I like I even rewatched this episode. I know you wanted to. We watched rewatch this
I
episode.
got about 2/3 of the way through.
I had no quarrel about sitting down and rewatching. Honestly, this whole
Oh
season.
yeah, it wasn't
I'm
work. It
yeah,
wasn't work to watch it. It
it
wasn't
feels
like
fine.
okay,
Yep,
I guess I'll watch it.
yep.
It's almost like oh man, I want to kind of watch it
Mhm.
again, kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
It's not
it's like I
quite there, but it's very
yeah.
close.
So I feel like I may have missed something. I wanted to go back and watch it again, just see what it was. And honestly, I'm happy I did. Watching it a second time, I'm just as happy as I was, and it was good. And I will say, like the trailer. So the trailer for this one, even though it was a minute and a half, and for anybody who didn't watch the trailer, and good for you for not
Showed
having
a
to, because
majority of this.
it showed a lot of that episode, and so on and
Well,
so
one of
forth.
the, as you said, it was kind of all over the place. We mistook it for
Yeah,
out of the
this is
10
why it
episodes. I think we said
was like at
we did
least three different
twice.
episodes.
One time it didn't record,
Yeah.
and so like I think we said at least one part for this episode was another episode or something like that. And it was
Yep.
like, oh, this is definitely Murder Roni because this is in that. Oh, this
I
is definitely this one because it's that. So
I
it's like
thought for sure Murderoni was going to be somebody with Robot Devil and Roberto. And I thought
was
that
not
Bender
no.
being tall was going to be something to do with like, that was Destroy Tall Monsters. And the whole thing with Leela and Fry being like, oh, we're perfect for each other, I thought was going to be the thing with Amy, which was also a throwaway thing, by the way.
Oh
that,
yeah,
was,
yeah,
that actually had nothing to do with anything. But we'll get to that episode as well.
yeah. There's a lot of things that are just like
It's very
again that was a
strange.
very Amy thing to say like, oh, what's your secret? And then
Yeah.
she'd blab something weird, but like,
Yeah.
eh.
Yeah.
We'll
Whatever.
talk about that when it happens.
Exactly.
But yeah, just overall, I think what I say for my prediction, I said
You
like
had
6 out of 10,
you
right?
had said 6 out of 10. I had said 7. I
I'm
think I would stick with my
I'm gonna
7,
give
if not
this
give it a 7.5. Yeah.
six and a half. Like it's not the best one, but like I said, they kind of like hey, you guys like like giant Bender versus giant monster. Let's do that again.
Mhm.
Oh, here's the Doomsday thing that was in the first movie, yeah,
Mhm.
kind of thing. So there was a little bit piggybacking on older ideas or
Yeah.
kind of like what's the term, member berries. So
Yeah.
like that was a part of it. So it wasn't amazing,
Wasn't perfect,
but I
but
did like it. So
yeah.
I'm going to give it a solid pass of 6.5. I might round up to 7, but I'm just going to stick with the 6.5.
6.5. Okay.
I'll let it simmer. If it
Right.
gets to that perfect temperature in like a year, or we'll say after we do this, all these things, we might just do a quick little review or something.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I'll have watched
You
it,
push up
rewatched
to a
it,
7.
and found
Right.
some new love for it.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Nope.
6.5 for me.
That's fair.
It is, which I
That's
think
fair.
is better than almost every episode of last season.
Except for the
I
temp.
think I gave like 5. Yeah.
Except for the temp. Like I would put this on par with the temp.
Yeah.
If not, I would have even ranked it a bit higher just because of, it was still set within like the Futurama world, and it did have a lot of Futurama-esque. It did feel like Fox. But yeah, no, I'm definitely going to I'd go 7 out of 10. All right. Well, do you have anything else to say then about Destroy Tall Monsters?
No, the better.
Yeah, better. Fair enough.
Improved.
Yep.
It's improved, and
Yep. Drastically improved. Yeah,
a good start to this new season. I'll say.
I agree. I agree.
It is a good doorway to walk through.
Yep. And I would say the same thing. And yeah, for anybody who was like, watched Hulu in the past few seasons or past couple of seasons and felt the same way we did about all these episodes, this is like a dramatic change. Like something has changed that they are now either paying attention, they've either listened, or the people who were running it in the first place, they got fired or kicked out or something. Because whatever this is, I don't care. It doesn't matter what it is. The point is, it's changed, and it's changed for the better. And we will make comment of that of the whole season. So, any case, yeah, I guess we'll finish for this one, and we'll see everybody next time for The World Is Hot Enough. And yeah, please like and subscribe if you like talking things all Futurama. Okay, so thanks for joining me, Mitchell. We'll talk to you in the future.
Yeah, thanks, man. Toodaloo.
Sure. Toodaloo.